Greetings, fellow YouTubers. Big Nick here. This is my first video. This is the first of 3. Today, I am talking about my favorite comic book movies. And my next 2 videos will be my worst and my underrated, in my opinion. I will love your comments down and below. Just let me know your opinion. These are mine, so here we go. For my best, and starting off at number 10, we have X2 X-Men United. Still today, my second favorite X-Men. It still holds up very well. Wolverine, freaking awesome as ever in this one. You can't go wrong. It still freaking holds up. I love X2. It's still one of my favorites. I'm sad to say that it's 10. It used to be number 1. But my list keeps changing. At number 9, we have probably the best Spider-Man movie yet. I'm sad to say this is still the best. There's been some good ones, but this is still the great. We have Spider-Man 2. Still hands down the best Spider-Man movie. Enough said. This one too used to be number 1, but there's been so many great comic book movies coming out. This is pushing it down. I don't know if this will be in my top 10 anymore soon. Number 8, we have what used to be, I considered, the definition of a great, amazing comic book movie. But it's been pushed down with what has been coming out. The Dark Knight. Still the best, hands down, Batman movie ever made. Hands down. Affleck gave Christian Bale a run for his money. Michael Keaton's still the best interpretation of Batman, but this is the best Batman movie. 8 years ago, man. Wow. 8 years ago this came out and blew my mind. Why is it number 8? Because there's freaking 7 more movies that are better than this. Which is amazing that there's other comic book movies that are better than the definition that was a comic book movie. At number 7, it's recent. A lot of fun. I thought I was going to hate this movie. Or it was going to be a disappointment. But Ant-Man. Paul Rudd. Wow. He was amazing. Funny. I'll get to him again with my number 1 movie. But this was a shock. Funny. Entertaining. Oh, Marvel keeps just knocking it out of the park. And this one is no joke. Very love this movie. The characters, Michael Douglas even was awesome in this. Check it out, man. It's worth it. At number 6, another recent one. This one just came out this year. But I still love it. I can watch this over and over. Quotable. Ryan Reynolds redeemed himself from the debacle that was X-Men Origins Deadpool. But, Deadpool, what can I say? Maximum effort, man. 2 katanas, and we're going to do this with maximum effort. Cue the music. Enough said. This is hands down amazing. You can watch this, and, I love this movie. It's worth it. I'll have to watch this multiple times because you miss lines, moments. Oh man. Number 6, Deadpool. Hands down. This one, amazing. Now we're getting to the good ones. Let me get ready for this. These are my top 5. And yes, they're all Marvel. But I'm sorry. I have one DC movie in my top 10, and I'm sorry. But wow. These 5 Marvel movies. I mean, I have 6 in here, but 2 of them I can't put one above the other, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But let's get started with the top 5. Number 5. This used to be number 2 underneath the ones I'll get to that are at number 2. But, hands down, wow. Captain America, the Winter Soldier, blew me away. Still can watch this movie and still gets me. From going from Captain America, the first Avenger, the Avengers, are just amazed with how this movie is. This is hands down one of the best sequels to a comic book movie in years. I'm serious, this is way better than Dark Knight, and that was a sequel to a great comic book movie. But this is the start of where Marvel is now, and they're not stopping, and I'm loving it. There it is. The Winter Soldier, my number 5. Check it out. At number 4, my all-time favorite X-Men movie right now. I still love this movie. Both versions. This is the theatrical. The Rogue cut was awesome. I liked how Rogue was involved in that cut. But X-Men Days of Future Past. One of my all-time favorite story arcs of the X-Men. I know they changed some things. They didn't use Bischoff as much as I would have liked. Still a great way. And Brightner Singer bringing it back. Bringing the X-Men back to the love of them I did at like X2 and the first X-Men. Yes. I haven't seen Apocalypse yet. I'm going to see Apocalypse, though. Eventually. I've heard good things. I've heard mixed things. I'm going to see it. But this, still the best X-Men movie. This is like if X2 and X-Men First Class had a kid. This is what would have came out of it. Love it. Next, my number 3 all-time favorite comic book movie. I do know. I follow comic books. I've heard of these. I was not expecting to love this movie as much as I did. This is like the Marvel Comics Star Wars right here. But Guardians of the Galaxy. Wow. I mean, wow. These characters, so much fun. Vin Diesel saying, "I am Groot," and "we are Groot" is all he says, but his facial expressions has Groot. Chris Pratt couldn't pick a better person to be Star-Lord. I mean, he was amazing, funny. Wow. I still quote this movie. They cast everybody right. Even Bradley Cooper. I couldn't even recognize his voice. He was awesome as Rocket. You will love that raccoon. I have started to read the comic books, and I'm liking it, so Guardians of the Galaxy, hands down. Wow. Now, you're probably going to hate me and judge me on this part of it, because I have 2 for my number 2, but it's hard to... I can't put these 2 one above the other. But these were number 1 as my all-time favorite comic book movie. The very first successful team-up of bringing characters from other comic book movies into it. And boy howdy, these 2 movies, it's hard for me to put these 2 at the top of each other because they're just so great. There's great moments. But The Avengers and The Avengers 2 Age of Ultron. Love, love, love these movies. I know this one gets a lot of grief, a lot of slack. Not everybody was let down by it. I wasn't. I personally thought it was a great continuation from this one, and love to see the team of them, the back and forth, like when they're trying to lift the hammer, Thor's hammer. That was just funny, amazing. And then, of course, this one, the start of it, that guy, nobody, this could have sucked, could have been a disappointment. Hands down, this still is one of my favorite comic book movies. Both of these combined. I can watch both of these back to back. Never get tired of them. Never, never, never. So there's those. That's my number 2. Now, I don't have my number 1 yet, because it's in theaters still. But, poof! I didn't think there'd be a movie better than The Avengers in comic book movies to come. Both Avengers. But Captain America Civil War, that's in theaters right now, hands down the best movie, comic book wise, story wise, character wise, I mean, you think, unlike a recent something that is in my disappointment movies of this year, crammed way too much, didn't take the time to make it special, make you blow you out of your mind, and didn't take the time to give you time to grow with these characters, unlike Civil War did, because you felt this was the breakup, the end of the Avengers. And you could feel it in that last scene. I don't want to spoil it. Go see it. But the last scene, that literally heartbreaking scene, I'm just blown away. And I mentioned that Ant-Man earlier. He was the second person who stole the show. He's in it just a little bit, but boy, the scenes he's in are great. Ant-Man, mind blown on that one. Just because he's number 7 on his solo, but he was amazing in Civil War. And then the one that stole the show, hands down the best interpretation. I can't wait to see the movie that they're making, but Spider-Man in Civil War. Holy buckets. That was Spider-Man. And I love Spider-Man. I mean, come on. If you know me, I got Spider-Man tattooed on my arm, for freak's sakes. My favorite character. And yes, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and I'll get to Andrew Garfield in my underrated, because I have a Spider-Man movie that's underrated that he did. And I loved it, but more on that. But back to Tom Holland, wow. They cast him right as a little teenager, smart-ass teenager, and the fight, he's talking and like, why are you talking? We're supposed to be fighting, I just don't want to spoil it. But Spider-Man stole the show in Civil War. I want more. I wanted more. More Spider-Man. I can't wait for this Spider-Man Homecoming with him, Iron Man. Hopefully Michael Keaton as the Vulture for the villain. I'm praying, because that is going to be an awesome movie. Well, that's my first video for YouTube. I have 2 more I'm going to upload today. Hopefully it'll go good. I will put your comments below on my page or on Facebook and let me know what you think. Now, that's the end of this one. Next, I'll be doing my worst. Oh, boy. I didn't think I could say we're any bad about comic book movies, but these top 10 really pissed me off and really irritated me. So, see you for that one.